The economy is good for those who are dealing in things that are needed in times like now. If you're dealing in sanitizer, you're in business. If you're dealing in temperature guns, you're in business. If you're in schools which are locked down or which are closed because of the lockdown, you're not in business. So one is happy, another one is not happy. There is no middle ground actually. At the moment, you're either in business or not in business. And that's why you see businesses which used to be strong, which we thought were eternal in the business world, some of them have had to go. You wake up and you're told this multinational, for example, has exited Uganda. Then you're like, how? We thought they were strong. But it's because people are no longer accessing it. If people are not allowed to go out to shop, and your business does not have a mobile retailing system where you can get people to make orders and then you deliver to them what you want them to buy from you, how will you survive? Another one whose business is only in mobile retailing, either as an online retail shop, or someone who has a motorcycle or a van that is able to move and can deliver products, is in business. So that's basically what the economy is right now. Definitely now, surviving or thriving depends on how prepared and how adaptive you are. I've seen, for example, people in medical services who didn't have mobile clinics who have now bought vans, and they are now taking their medical services to clients where they are locked down from. So it's good for those who are adapting or who are adaptive. It's also good for those who were doing businesses that were enabled to perform without a lot of physical interactions. Those who were purely operating on physical interactions with clients, this is not a good time for them. But the truth of the matter is, to do business, you must be having the numbers to buy from you. Numbers are just not coming through. We have brought these goods close to people's homes. We now have kiosks which have everything from phone gadgets to food to airtime. Now don't even need to go to a shop. You just dial star some code and then you get the money. So retailers who used to deal in things which people would have to drive for 20 kilometers to come and get are getting it rough, because I no longer need to move to buy anything. Most of these things I can get them either from an online store or from a phone call. So there is no need for me to burn fuel, to spend 50,000 to come and buy an item of 100,000. And that's the trend you actually see. Now imagine you have staff who include even expatriates who are from foreign countries and they are earning money in millions. How do you break even in that case? And you're competing with somebody who has set up a supermarket, for example, as a retirement project. It is in his building, it is near a residential area where people who know him are living, and they wouldn't leave his supermarket to come and buy from some multinational because it is in the middle of town. You cannot compete with those. Even if he doesn't break even, he's still okay, he won't close because he's working in his own business. Or another one, has nationals who are not necessarily expatriates, and in terms of pay, they don't need so much. So there is an interplay of all those things. We used to have retail shops where you would go and they tell you this brand is only found in this retail shop. That no longer happens. If I can't find it in the kiosk near home, I can order for it online. It will be delivered to me in either a few hours or a few days. So again, all those issues are coming in, and of course coupled with these movement restrictions arising from COVID. And I think even those who had been contemplating to leave and were not sure of leaving, a time came when they couldn't take it any longer. So I think the competition, the growth of side retail shops dealing in the same things, but don't forget that 80% of Uganda's MSMEs are retail shops. What does that mean? They are actually, if you put them together, they are more quantitatively and also basically quantitatively mainly. You find that they have generally more stock they are holding than a single multinational which was in some complex or some arcade or some mall. So I think with a collection of all those factors against them, exiting is inevitable. Maybe later when they transform, maybe have more online presence, so that if I'm loyal to a brand K, much as no longer has a shop in Uganda, I can still buy from it online. Maybe they may keep in business, or when the economy gets better. Remember, we do business in an ecosystem of actors. Let me give you an example of banking. If a big retail shop has transactions, say, of 10 billion, or 20 billion, or 30 billion, or 100 billion in a given time, and the commission I make as a financial institution from that, from just being an account manager of such a retail shop, enable me to break even, I'll follow that retail shop wherever they go. The moment that retail shop closes, I'll also close. So if it is a South African retail shop and it is closing, the other side businesses in its ecosystem of transactions and dealings also follow it. Who's flying on the planes? It is still the MDs, the staff, the technicians who are servicing either this multinational or the other business actors in the ecosystem of the multinational. So you can take one and leave the other. It is a web, which they call the economy. First and foremost, be careful with the data you get. Business analysts, there is always a tendency to be comfortable in the numbers. The population of Uganda is this much. The population which owns phones is this much. Uganda is the most entrepreneurial country. We have this population of SMEs. Now, those are good pointers, but you need to dig deeper so that you don't take everything that may not be functional in terms of business. Let me give you an example. If you say we have this total number of phone subscribers, remember, a Ugandan can have a SIM card for every phone company, telecom company. But all those SIM cards are serviced by one wallet. What does that mean? When I hear that there is a promotion of free calls on network A, I stop loading airtime on network B, so that I can load a little airtime. Meanwhile, I can still receive calls on the other side, which means the systems on the other side where I'm no longer loading network have to continue running. They did their business projections by looking at the number of people who own phones, not the number of people who will be spending money on that network, which is coming to offer them the service. So you'll end up finding that the effective market you have is like an eighth of your projections. Real data, it is not lying. If you go in registries, you'll find people who have registered SIM cards, but how many of those are loading airtime daily? Telecoms are here to sell airtime, to sell services associated with airtime or communication. So if you're not buying, then they are not in business. Irrespective of how your phone is charged, even if it is on 24 hours, they are not making money. So we need to take that lesson. Pick the data, but go ahead and look for more insights beyond the data. Look at the behavior patterns. Look at the spending patterns. Look at the lifestyles. Yeah, so that can also guide. The other one is be sensitive to the trends. Yeah. Look, for example, at what COVID has done. COVID has dwarfed all pride around experience. This business of saying, I've been here for the last 20 years, I know what happens. No. Look at e-commerce. Yeah, someone is able to reach 1 million customers by just one tweet. How many billboards would you need to hang for 1 million people to know what you're selling? But they've done it even using data they've not bought. They are even tethering on some Wi-Fi of some other person, but because they have the following, they've been able to tweet or post. Everyone is flocking their shop and they're buying. So you need to be sensitive to the trends and to be current.